It's crazy to think you've been in the league 8 years now. How would you describe your time in the NBA?
It's been a roller coaster. You know, some good times, some bad times. I really started to play well. 4th, 5th, 6th year started to really feel like I was really excelling, and then had a couple of tough circumstances injury-wise, which kind of hindered my gain. And it's just part of pro sports. I've had riddled by injuries the last 2 or 3 years, and just trying to stay on the court's been the goal the last 2 or 3 years, which is unfortunate. But hopefully that's behind me and I can keep going.
The Milwaukee Bucks select Andrew Bogut from Australia and the University of Utah.
Have you felt pressure during your career to live up to the expectations that come with being a #1 pick?
Yeah, no. Obviously at the start of my career, yeah. But once you find your place in the league, you know, you got to live with it. Obviously, I haven't been a ecstatic #1 pick, but I haven't been on the other side of things of being a flop. I think I've been in the middle of the road, been consistent. But you know, I think I still have a lot more work to do to try and fulfill that.
With this team, very young, new coach, have you felt the need to come in, even though you haven't played a lot of games there, to assert yourself as a leader?
Yeah, no, it's hard. It's hard to do that when you're not on the court. I tried to be vocal and be that leader early on in the season during camp when I was on the court, but I didn't want to be barking and yelling at guys when they look at you and you're in a suit. It's kind of not my thing, and I can relate to that. You know, they're kind of questioning, you know, what are you doing right now? You're in a suit, you know. So don't bark too much at me, but slowly I'll fill that role as the season goes on and I'm on the court.
It's been 8 years now since you left the University of Utah. Have you had a chance to reflect on your time there, the impact it had on your life and on your basketball career? You
know, I was lucky enough to play for Coach Majerus, late Coach Majerus, and you know, he was a part of my basketball upbringing. Obviously some good times and some bad times with him, but he was a big part of why I came to Utah. And then obviously my second year with Coach Jacoletti and taking a team that wasn't even expected to win conference to the Sweet 16 and having a successful year was an unbelievable feeling. And I felt like I came over here as a very young man, probably a teenager, still going through puberty and all those fun things, and kind of grew into a man and then ended up in the NBA.
Do you still follow the Utes closely?
I try to. Probably not a great time to follow them right now, but it's tough going into a conference like the Pac-12 and having that expectation to keep winning when it's just not reality. It's very hard to win in not just the college sports, pro sports. It's a small margin of error, and I think the Pac-12 is it's a top 5 conference in the States.
You know Larry Kraskowiak very well. Is he the right guy to get that thing turned around?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's done a decent job as he can. You got to look at what he's working with as well. Sometimes when he first came in, there was a similar situation to the Warriors, a lot of dead weight that he had to kind of weed out, and I know he will work hard towards that. Whether it happens or not, who knows? But I know he comes every day with a work ethic. He'll demand the best from his players. He'll fight for them if he has to, and that's all you can ask right now. He worked with me pretty well as an assistant and a head coach in Milwaukee. I always thought he'd be better suited to the college game, so hopefully he proves me right.
I had to ask you about Twitter. You're back on it now.
Yeah, I went off it just to focus on my injury. When I came back for the first 4 games and realised the ankle wasn't right, I wanted to kind of focus on the rehab and not have the distractions of 100,000 people following me and wanted to know what I'm doing. So I deleted the account, and I'm back on it now and probably not tweeting as much as I was, and I doubt I will be.
You're a pretty laid back guy, but you also like to share your opinions. And Twitter was an outlet for that, but you never seem to be afraid to tell people how you feel or what you think about a certain
Well, I never will be. I mean, I'm always going to say what I feel. Sometimes it's controversial, sometimes it's not, but I think there's enough people out there that sugarcoat things, and there's enough politicians in the world, so I don't want to be one of those people.